amount of money to go in the 401k, and X amount of money to go into the mortgage, and X amount of money that gets to go for entertainment. How many of you can cook? What's it cost you if you ate out? If you're out there on your own, you're 25, you got your first job. If you ate out every day, because you didn't like to cook, or worse than that, guys, you couldn't cook, right? And you can't trick some woman into doing it for you. Yeah, you're just not that cool or not that sharp out there. Okay, how much more is it going to cost? In Chattanooga, Tennessee, if you ate out every night at a regular restaurant and you ate out for lunch, what's it going to cost you a day? $30. Who said 30? Yeah, $30. That's about right. So if we did that 30 days in a row, what's our food budget going to be for the month? How much? Can we do 30 times 30, right? $900.
That's just for one meal.
Yeah, well, I'm being gracious here, okay? So, well, you know, and you're right. Okay, but let's say you're eating at medium places, so you're at $900 a month. How much, if you bought all your food at home, how much more on a percentage basis does it cost you if you cook your food and eat it at home versus you buy it at the grocery store? I mean, versus going out to dinner. It's about 65, 70%. You can do it for under 40%, maybe 35%. So what we're saying is now we can eat out for $900 a month, or we can learn to cook, have probably better meals, better nutrition for maybe $400 a month. Let's say that $500 went right back here. You see what starts to add up? Remember I said, Ashton? What's your last name? Thomas. Thomas. Okay, let's do this. Thomas, once you get gainfully employed, which I'm sure your parents hope you are someday. Thomas, here you go. Thomas Financial. Every one of you own a financial firm. That firm is your assets. You may work for TVA, you may do something else out there, but every single one of you have your own company that is your finances, and the mortgages and everything else put into that is your company. And there is inside that company, like I said, basically two spigots. In, out. That's Thomas Financial. How much in every month? How much out every month? Now, we look at that and we say, okay, in would be what? What's the in spigot in our company?
Income.
Income, revenue, right? That would be salary, how much we make, part-time, full-time, we got a secondary gig, we got X amount of revenue, and that's after Uncle Sam and all those people get theirs. You got X amount coming in. So let's say the amount you got coming in is $4,000 a month. Out. All the things that I've been talking to you about are potential ways to cut down on what? Out. Yeah, expenses. That's exactly right. The older car versus the newer car. Stay out of Vegas. All of those things. The only ones that I really talked to you about that would have been an increase in expenses was what? No? Yes, but one thing I talked about was the 15 versus the 30, right? Where I actually increased what your outgo would be. But what we see when we increase that outgo on the house, what did we see in the 15 versus the 30? We saw an increase in $100,000 in the amount of interest we paid, because in essence, how we're going to gauge Thomas Financial long term, how we're going to gauge it is by Thomas Financial's net what? Worth. Think about it. If I owed $5,000 in a car at the beginning of this year, and I paid that car off, at the end of the year. I doubled down payments, I paid it off. Have I increased my net worth? I have, haven't I? Anytime I pay, because net worth is what? It's all the assets that you have and all against all the liabilities on the other side. So in essence, if I have $5,000 less liability, I have for all intent and purpose increased my net worth. Have I increased it by $5,000? Probably not. Why? Yeah, because the car depreciated in value. The $5,000 car at the end of the year might be worth $4,500, but I've certainly increased it. I've certainly increased it by $4,000 or $4,500. Plus, what's the other thing I have done when the car's paid off? Say that. What have I done? I no longer have the car payment. So what have I done? I have decreased the out by how much? Whatever the car payment is, right? So it'd be $300, $400 a month, whatever it would be in there, which now can be used for what? Something else. I could put it in my 401k, I could put it in some type of investment, or I could direct that extra $400 a month against my mortgage or against some other bill that I have. But what we do begin to see on this out, if we don't owe money, our out decreases significantly, doesn't it? If we're not paying extra money into credit card interest, and we're not paying extra money into car payments, if we're not paying extra money into eating out every night, every one of those have an effect on Thomas Financial. And then what we see on the other side of that, that I had erased, was a significant compounding that takes place during that time period by being able to save that money a little bit earlier in life. Now, all of that's what? It's math. Isn't it? It's a big deal. Are any of you guys going to go to UTC, you think? There's a gentleman who just retired there. He was an economics teacher, Dr. Bruce Hutchinson. He was a tenured professor there, I think, for almost 40 years. There in the University of Virginia. Dr. Hutchinson, I asked him on a radio show that we do every day, I asked him, of all the things that he's ever taught in his economics class, he said, what was the single most important thing, he said, that you wanted students, and he taught an entry class, mainly freshmen and sophomores in school, and he said, I said, what was the most important takeaway? And he answered pretty quickly. He said, the most important takeaway, he said, was for young students to understand that for every single decision that you make, there are going to be consequences, either positive or negative. And it's not meant to be preachy at all, because your parents probably tell you this kind of stuff all the time. And it's because, it's like I said in the beginning, most of the time I'd say this stuff because I screwed the majority of it up at one time or another. And there are going to be, of all these consequences, there are going to be 4 or 5 decisions that you make in a lifetime that are really going to make or break you. The really, really critical ones. What would they be? Possibly, could be financial decisions. At that age, it'd be more of a mindset, though. Okay? If you were talking about financially, if I had a mindset that this stuff I've been talking about was important, and I was going to buy the older car, I was going to get the 15 versus the 30, I was going to do the investigation, I was going to get that kind of stuff generally right, it would be a mindset that was important to you. That decision making on the front end would be important to you. What else would be just critical long term? And if you get this one wrong, it'll haunt you. Financially and emotionally.
Who you associate yourself with?
Yeah, who you marry. Who you marry. Don't screw that up. Now, maybe you're not going to get married. Maybe you're going to have a significant other. That's none of my business. But my point is, in that world, that person you choose to marry, you get that one wrong. And here's a just kind of extra thing for you guys. I've been married for 42 years. When I met my wife was a majorette in the Tennessee band when I was coaching there. And this is just for guys, not girls. There's only 2 words, guys, that you got to know to stay married 42 years. What? Well, let me say. You don't even have to say that if you say these. Yes, dear. Does that sound sexist? It's not meant to be. That's just a rule for guys. I've been teaching all guy class. Yes. It's fine. And then shut up. Okay? Because of divorce.
No, you don't tell her to shut up.
Oh, no.
You shut up after you say yes, dear.
You shouldn't do that because here's why. Let me tell you the facts about why it's so critically important, and forget what the Bible tells you. Let me give you my version. Let me give you the other version of this. You've done it all right for 25 years. You've got this thing nailed. You're killing it. You've saved money. You put in your 401k. You have saved at 50 years of age $1 million. You were on the top of the pinnacle. Divorce.
5.
2. Yes, dear. It's a lot better than 500 grand. That's not in the Bible. I'm teaching this class wrong. Okay? Now.
No, that's good. It's good to say divorce is expensive. That's one reason not to get one.
Decisions have consequences. Decisions on who you marry. Oh, let's get to the next one, because some of you are going to screw this up. And you're going to screw this one up, and boy, you're going to remember this class. And I don't know who's talked to you about this. Student loans.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible.
This is the most diabolical, corrupt thing we have going on in this country today relative to young people. Because they have given you a complete license to hang yourself financially, and the federal government's the one doing it. Now, that's not saying that your school's supposed to be free, but the stakes of the game have changed over a period of years because of the cost of getting the education. Now, the saddest part about that is that in the real world, if I want to go buy a Ford Taurus, and a new one costs me $20,000, as versus if I want to go buy the new 460 Lexus XL, costs me $100,000. There's $80,000 difference between that Ford and that Lexus. I get it. What they've done is quadruple the cost, or 10 times the cost of the product. And they're actually selling a crummier product today than they were 30 years ago in the university and college systems. You don't know as much as kids that came out 20 or 30 years ago. I can promise you that. That slowly but surely, work ethic is slowly eroding. And we don't even know it because we're only used to the society that we live in, who we're surrounded by. But if you ask Dr. Hutchinson the same economics teacher, and I asked him, I said, what's the difference between kids today? And he said, kids 20 or 30 years ago. Now this sounds like old people talking about young people all going to hell in a handbasket. So put that aside for a second. Because we think that way. I get that. But he says, effort. He said, absolute effort. He said, is attention to detail. How hard you're going to work, how hard you're going to study. You have a lot more distractions than my world did. Probably than sister's world. We didn't deal in the world of, certainly didn't deal in the world of the Facebook or social media or all the different things that go on with the current society. You were exposed. You guys are as exposed to so much more. and have so many more good things, but so many more distractions that can allow you to take your eye off the ball over a period of time, that in a weird kind of way, it's made your life more difficult, not easier. Even though we think all this technology would simplify who we are. But the more time we spend on that phone, the less time we spend communicating. I mean, verbally communicating. And this is a complete aside from where I was going for a second, but there are 2 or 3 things. When I said at the beginning of this class, I said, one of the things that you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to assimilate information and learn, because you're going to be exposed to things later in life. Your ability to learn how to learn is critical, because there's a lot of things they're not going to teach you that you're going to need to learn inside your business and your company down the line, where you're going to have to go out and do the outside reading, get the books, do whatever you need to do. The ability to learn how to learn is going to be really, really important to you. Where's I going?
Student loans.
Student loans.
Diabolical.
If you think, yes, you go out, you're done, and you get $50,000 worth of student loans to get a psychology degree, you're an idiot. If you go get $80,000 of student loans to get a degree in sociology, you're a moron. I mean, you've blown by stupid. And here's the sad part. They're going to make it so easy. They're going to just say, oh, sign this. We'll loan you $20,000. We'll loan you $40,000. We'll loan you $50,000. If you come out of school, and you owe X, you better not owe more than what your first full-time job annual salary is the first year. Okay? Absolute max. You come out making you take your first job, you go to work in an accounting firm, wherever you're going to go, and you're making $40,000, the absolute most you better owe is $40,000. And when you get ready to borrow that kind of money and you sign up for this degree, you might want to do the internet search that tells you what people make with that degree. And if you owe 80 and you got a sociology degree, good luck. Good luck. Now, it didn't used to be that way. It used to be, I got a degree in political science. You want to talk about worthless? I mean, I loved it. I liked it. It was interesting to me. What was I going to do with it? Well, no, I was on a football scholarship. So what did I owe coming out of school? Nothing. But even if I had been in state and gone to school, I could have gone there and I might have owed $3,000 or $4,000 out of work during the summer, because it was only costing me $2,000 or $3,000 a year to go to school. I could figure out how to make it work. Nobody had a student loan in 1966. Nobody. Okay? Now, they're going to loan it to you. They're not even going to do a credit check. You're going to be able to run through the government subsidized money. Then you're going to be able to blow into the non-subsidized money. Have any of you looked at the difference between the subsidized money and the non-subsidized money for student loans? Yeah, when you start looking at it, because when people tell you it's non-subsidized, that means the money you borrow there, the interest, you know when it starts? The day you borrow the money. So you borrow $10,000 your freshman year. By the time you get out to your, and let's say the interest rate is 6%, right? So you got $10,000 at the end of your freshman year. You owe what? What? 6% of 10,000? 10.6. Now next year we're going to compound that 10.6 on 6 again, right? Okay. So what? So by the time you get through your senior year, you get to school, that $10,000 loan is going to be about a $14,000 loan because the interest has been accruing. Now, in a government subsidized loan, they don't start that interest until you leave school and you've been out of school for 6 months. So once you blow through that subsidized money and you start blowing through that unsubsidized money, you add that to that sociology degree, you've redefined moron.
You'll run more.
And so I don't know the answer for everybody. It's going to depend on the financial situation, their parents, and what they're willing to pay for. But if you've got skin in the game, and you're having to borrow much money, don't get a sociology degree. And don't go to school out of state, and don't go private. Use that Hope Scholarship. Go to UTC. Maybe you go to Knoxville. Maybe, you know, my daughter graduated from Baylor High School. And I told her when she was 10 years old, oh, you can go over that fancy, nice, rich school and all that stuff, and all your friends are going to go to Furman and they're going to go to Swanee. I said, you can put an orange jacket on and learn to sing Rocky Top, baby, because that's where you're going. Yes, sir. Now, is that because I coached at Tennessee? I don't care. By the way, as a college football coach, you know who you root for? Whoever pays the check.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one year I was coaching at Tennessee, coaching linebackers. The next year I was coaching at UCLA, coaching against Tennessee. One year I was rooting for Tennessee. Tennessee was writing the check. Next year, UCLA was writing the check. I was rooting for UCLA. Which is a side note. So when you get to this stuff and you start determining, you really gotta lay a game plan out for the student loan stuff. And I'm sorry. I think the disclosure system for what you're going to owe at the other end is horrible. I think the advice that you get from the majority of counselors is not adequate enough. Not necessarily because the counselor isn't pretty good, but it's generally because the counselors in this country are spread too thin. They haven't, you know, and I don't know what it's like at Notre Dame versus other schools out there. And unfortunately, the other thing happens is sometimes it's more difficult for your parents to give you good guidance in this area. And one of the reasons it is because they didn't confront that situation and never brought it up. I mean, there's a big difference between me telling my daughter when I went to school it was $2,000 a year. Now it's $20,000 or $25,000 a year to go to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville out there. We're looking at a different world. And your ability to pay them. So the political science degree did not hurt me when I graduated in 1971 because the world, the corporate world, the business world was simply more interested in the fact that you had a piece of paper. Does that make sense? Whereas now, the business world is way more interested in what the degree's in. And there's a reason why people get political science degrees and sociology degrees. Because the other stuff is hard. STEM, science,
Technology.
Yeah.
Engineering and math.
Engineering and math. That stuff is hard. I didn't want to do it. I did it at West Point, but I didn't want to do it. You know, I wanted to go read a book and get a therapy. We done?
We're done.
All right, I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right, see y'all on Monday. No, I'll see you tomorrow when you turn in your homework. Remember?